Welcome to Codex Tactics, where we explain 40k detachments in under 10 minutes. This is your 10-minute battle brief for Bringers of Flame, Codex Adepta Sororitas. So the detachment playstyle is fast-moving and transport-focused. Ranged weapons will all have assault. This took heavy nerfs in 2025, January. Ranged weapons are +1 strength if within 6 inches. Units within transports can disembark when shot at and return fire with a strat. Torrent weapons get devastating wounds with a strat. Transports can advance and disembark with a strat. This favors immolators with dominions or retributors, castigators, and seraphim. So the army rule for sisters has changed a little bit. You gain 1 miracle dice at the start of each battle round. At the end of each phase, if one or more Adepta Sororitas units from your army were destroyed that phase. Each time you gain a miracle dice, roll 1d6. The number you roll is the value of that miracle dice. This value cannot be changed or re-rolled unless a rule specifically states otherwise. Keep your miracle dice to one side. This is your miracle dice pool. Performing an act of faith before making a dice roll for a model or unit in your army with the Acts of Faith ability. If you have one or more dice in your miracle dice pool, that unit can perform an act of faith. So basically, they're going to swap out dice for advance, battle shock, charge, damage, hit, save, or wound rolls. The detachment rule is ranged weapons all of assault. They get +1 strength on ranged weapons if they're within 6 inches. Some enhancements to be aware of. There's one for when the bearer fights. They can discard up to 3 miracle dice for each discarded, add +1 attack and strength to the bearer's melee weapons for the phase. Another enhancement, command phase, discard up to 2 miracle dice, then add 1 miracle dice showing the value of the combined discarded dice to a max of 6. There's another one for while the bearer is leading a unit, +1 to torrent weapons and all their ranged weapons gain sustain 1. And finally, there's one for a canoness or palatine. The bearer has a save characteristic of 2 up and 5 up feel no pain. Strats and abilities. For 1 command point, there's Armor of Contempt strat. 1 command point, lethals in the fight phase, and if they destroy any enemy models, they must take a battle shock test. 1 command point, disembark from a transport after advancing. Cannot charge after this. 2 command points, torrent weapons gain devastating wounds. 1 command point, unit that disembarked from a transport. If an enemy unit is within 6 inches and within range of an objective marker, +1 to wound. Any enemy models destroyed, that unit must take a battle shock test. And finally, 2 command points. When an enemy shoots at a transport, that unit can disembark and return fire against that unit. Key synergizing units. Firstly, Canoness with Jump Pack, anti-elite or infantry and chaff unit. Moves 12, T3, 3 up save, 3 wounds, 4 up invuln. Flamer and a power sword or halberd, 5 attacks, weapon skill 2 up, strength 5, AP2, 2 damage, or an eviscerator, 3 attacks, weapon skill 2 up, strength 6, AP2, 2 damage. Can have devastating wounds and +3 attacks once per battle. Can target a unit with a strat for -1 CP, lead Sephirim or Seraphim, and enhancement can give them +1 attack on torrent weapons and sustain 1 on all other weapons. Seraphim are the Inferno pistol, Flamer pistol jump unit. Move 12, standard T3 for sisters, 5 up invuln, deep strike. They can move 6 inches after shooting, cannot charge. After that move, 10 model unit can have up to 8 flamers or 8 Inferno pistols and a plasma pistol for the superior. Dominions are the Melta or Flamer sisters with scout 6 inches. 5 model unit can have up to 4 flamers or melta guns plus an Inferno flamer pistol or plasma pistol for the superior. They'll get assault +1 strength if within 6 inches, and they can have +1 to wound. In command phase, for each objective marker these units control, on a 4 up they're going to grant an additional miracle dice showing the value rolled. The leaders of these units also gain scout 6 inches. A lot of times you'll see these in immolators and things like that, so they're going to move up 6. They can disembark. They have assault. They get within 6 inches, and bad news bears. The Retributors are the multi-melter or heavy flamer or heavy bolter sisters. 4 heavy weapons, they reroll 1s to wound natively. If an enemy unit is destroyed by a sister's unit, reroll full wound rolls. Again, with the detachment rule, they'll have assault +1 strength if within 6 inches, and they can have +1 to wound. Cherubs grant additional miracle dice after an act of faith 2 times per battle. A couple key leader units, specifically with Retributors or Dominions. The Palatine can give them lethals. The Canonist can give them reroll 1s to hit and feel no pain against mortals and psychic attacks. Also reduces cost of a strap by 1 CP. Dialogus removes battle shock and makes miracle dice an auto 6. Esther Thurman and Agatha Dolan give devastating wounds and grant additional miracle dice. Some other units you might see: Exorcist, good indirect, cause battle shock, and 5-up deadly demise. They'll usually have missiles at D6 attacks +2, strength 10, AP 3, D6 damage. The Castigator, you'll probably see this pretty frequently in this detachment: 48-inch range, -1 AP. It's going to increase AP by 1 for other sisters units that are hit by that. So the battle cannon's 48 inches, blast ignores cover, D6 attacks +3, strength 10, AP 1, 3 damage. That's typically what you'll see. Penitent engines equipped with flamers can advance and charge. You'll also sometimes maybe see Vol. She moves 8, T7, 2-up save, 8 wounds, 4-up invuln. She'll lead Paragons. They move 8 inches, and they're going to have assault on range weapons. She rerolls hits and wounds for Nundums. 36-inch range. Don't get shot by this if you're T9 or less. She's good in combat as well. And lethals in combat with a strat would be good on this unit also. So how do we beat this detachment? They're faster than you think at getting around terrain and into shooting lanes. So in deployment, be aware of that. Watch your sight angles. Heavy weapons squads that start in transports will clear expansion objectives easily if you're standing on them. You'll only have to screen out Seraphim and Zephyrim once. They have no ability to return to reserves. And don't forget, Seraphim can move 6 inches after shooting. Some strats have gotten expensive, but don't let them get within 6 inches of you after they disembark. Execution-wise, the jump units are T3, Nunums and Vol are T7. Don't underestimate the damage that can come out of the Seraphim Flamer Inferno pistol unit. Bear in mind Repentia. If you see them, they're going to be rerolling all hits and wounds while the Sister Superior is alive. Don't tangle with Vol or Nunneberg without first engagement. And typically most Sisters lists will be backed by Exorcists and or Castigators. And the Castigators, again, can grant additional -1 AP to any unit hit by them. And finally, remember that any heavy weapons units getting out of transports, getting out of immolators, they're going to be quicker than you think they are. They're going to, especially if Dominions have Scout 6, they're going to move up, they're going to disembark, they can advance, they can still shoot, and if they get within 6, it's nasty. Remember these items, and you should do well. Good luck.